Okay, commonly asked questions and fears and misconceptions, because there are a ton around this coaching business, right? So the first thing, and I want to address this, the first thing is I did not want to be a salesperson. I was like, I will never sell anything to my friends and family. I'm not going to be that girl, and I'm not going to be annoying, and I'm not going to be like spamming people. Like, that is the last thing that I would want to do. So if you want to be a salesperson, don't join my team. But you learn how to share your story in a way that you are just sharing your story and helping people feel seen and heard, like, and they can relate to you, and then they can see, like, I can talk to her about this, and maybe that would help me too. So you do it in a way that's like you create your own brand. And I was able to create this brand that I felt so comfortable with. Like, and I feel so good about sharing my story, because now it's like, this has totally changed the entire way I view my life and my fitness and my body image. And I want that for other people. Like, I want people to have the freedom to not be controlled by food, and to break free from the diet cycle, and to know that they are capable of so much more, and they don't have to feel defeated and living in the self-criticism. Like, there's so much that is behind it, because I'm sharing my story. God is able to use that. And so I know I'm not the only woman out there who has struggled with, binge eating and emotional stuff, and just the nutrition roller coaster, and all of that. And so if I'm sharing my story and I'm talking about what has helped me, maybe that's going to help somebody else know that, hey, I don't have to struggle with this. I don't have to feel so stuck. So that is the beauty of what we get to do, is just, it's like sharing what's working for you, because it might help somebody else. It's not going to be like for everybody, right? But I get to just genuinely share my story and what it's meant for me. Helping people believe they don't have to be stuck and struggling too, like I was. So another thing, is this a pyramid scheme? That's a huge one. Everyone, you hear that tossed around all the time. So what is a pyramid scheme? So legally, it is where you buy in, you pay, a high like buy-in cost, and this like business is set up on the premise of like recruiting people to pay the buy-in cost, and there's not actually a product or service that's like of tangible value that you're like getting. So it's all about like the get the people, right? And then it doesn't last very long, because once you stop being able to get the people, it collapses. And there's all these regulations, like it's illegal to begin with. It's illegal. And so it's very, the FBI government is like watching that. So the thing is with, direct sales and network marketing, multi-level marketing is all kind of the same thing. And so basically it is when a company is using people to be users of the products as like their advertisement, right? Like as their marketing. And so that's what we see like with Amazon reviews is like huge. Like, people buy things because they want to see like, okay, what did that actually do for you? Like, how did that really work for you? And you just are like the one that's sharing like, yeah, this did work for me, or this was my experience. And so that's the way that people, really find things these days. And so there are companies that are set up that are, multi-level marketing, and they're not a pyramid scheme, but they do ask you to buy in, a lot of product on the front end. And so you have a high risk on the front end. So they'll say, you spend thousands of dollars on these products, and they'll say, you'll get your money back when you sell this. And so that's like, and that's where it doesn't feel as comfortable to me. I don't want to put my family in a financial risk situation. So there's that, the pyramid scheme, the, legit, the multi-level marketing companies and other companies that do stuff. But then there's Beachbody, and Beachbody didn't even start as a network marketing company. The only thing you spend money on is your product, your workouts. Like, you never buy anything that you're not actually using. And it's up to you what you want to use, your choice. So you don't ever have to just like forced to buy anything or anything like that. So no financial risk. It's literally about you being on your journey. And then how that started was, so Beachbody has put out, they've been around since, P90X, like in the early, like 90s, I think. Yeah. And they had infomercials playing and, PIO and Insanity. And so people would buy these programs, they'd order them. And then a lot of people would not follow through, and they would not, they'd either like leave it on the shelf and it would get dusty, and then it would lose motivation. And so many people were buying it and then not seeing the results. And so they started, they were looking into, who are the people that are getting results? What's working for them? And it turned out that they were in a group of people that were also doing the program, and they were kind of cheering one another on. And so they were with somebody who was kind of like heading up this little group, who was, they were doing it together. And so then they were like, okay, those are the people that are getting the best results and like actually doing it. How do we help more of our customers have that experience where they actually have their life changed by what we're doing? That's the whole mission of it, right? Is to help people live happy, fulfilling lives. And so they implemented, coaches. So that's where coaches are those people who we as coaches are on the fitness journey too. We are doing the program, and then we have people in a group with us that are doing the program, and we get to encourage them through and, just be there for them as a support system. So that is how coaching started. That's how it is. So that's what I love about it, is it wasn't even about like how they can create some system or whatnot. It was how can they help people really change their lives. And so, as coaches, it's about you being on your journey first. That's the first thing, is you are literally using a product and so that you know how to like walk somebody through, because you don't have to be an expert. You're not a health and nutrition expert. You just have to be like on your journey so that you can help somebody you're one step ahead of them. So you've already, maybe you've done, a week of that program already. And so you can help people through the questions that they had, or just tell them about like, okay, that was hard for me too, but then I figured out that, I looked up this and Autumn said this, and just having the power of somebody saying like, just keep going. Like I felt defeated after week 3, and I was super sore and the scale didn't change, but I kept at it because I was growing muscle and my body was getting stronger. And then once I pushed through, and then by like week 5, I really started seeing like the definition and the things. And so that telling somebody else in my group that can encourage them to keep going, right? So you don't have to be like at your goal weight or anything. Like you might be pregnant, you might be at different stages of your life. But the thing is, somebody can relate to you wherever you are in your story. Like if you are at the very beginning of like day 0 of your fitness journey and you decide to start, that is inspiring. So every day that you choose to make your health a priority, you can inspire somebody else to do the same. It doesn't mean you're perfect. It doesn't mean you're have like abs and stuff. It means that you're sharing what you're doing and why. Like I'm making my health a priority so I can play with my kids, and I don't have to, I can, be healthy for, to show up and give my best. And that is able to inspire somebody else. So that is what a coach does, is just share their journey to inspire somebody else. And they're on a journey first. First thing, you are on a journey. You have a desire to work on your own health and fitness. And so every day, so not many people are inspired by, a trainer that's like perfect body, 6-pack abs, looks like they perfect, like they eat perfectly and they do everything perfectly. Like no one relates to that. Okay. What people really need is somebody that has walked in their shoes, who knows how intimidating it is to join a group, who knows how intimidating it is to start coaching, who knows how it feels to feel stuck, to have tried everything, to have days where you don't want to do it, and bad body image days, and have people that have walked through the hard of like having to change habits. Because if we're used to eating a certain way, our body is used to those times, that amount of food, maybe it wasn't a healthy amount, And it has to get used to portions. And then there's a period of time that's hard. So if you've walked through that and you can say, that's what I experienced, but like keep pushing because you can get through it and then it's worth it. That's what you get to be for people. So I started when I was like at my heaviest, no confidence. I was literally like, I just need something to change. Like I need to like myself. I need to stop giving up, and I need to get out of this depression, to be honest. That's where I was when I started. And that's when God was like, okay, this is what you need. And I was like, I'm very, very, very much struggling in this area. And you want me to help other people? Yeah, but it worked out. So no need to be at your desired goal or to have a certain amount of progress before you start, because people want to see you through the journey. And then it's also this other layer of accountability of like, this is why I'm committing to my health goals. And then you have all this accountability because you shared it, and then people are really going to cheer you on. It's true. Like you think everyone's going to be like talking about you and stuff, but people really do want you to see like, yeah, like they're going to ask you about it. Like, how's that going? And that's just further motivation for you to keep going. So your desire to keep going is all that you need. Your desire to work on your fitness journey and to be imperfect about it. You don't have to be a social media expert. So I was not a social media person at all. I also did not take any selfies. Like that was the most awkward thing. I like literally had taken 0. Like I was not... my self-confidence and like whatever was like way low. And so that was like, no, I would never do that. And I would never post anything about working out, or like I use social media like a couple times a year to talk, like if I went to a wedding or something. Didn't have any like following. I didn't have any confidence in it. I didn't have any Instagram following. I didn't have any of that. So you have all the trainings to help you learn how to share your story in a way that feels good to you, to where you're not like selling and you're not beach party and you're not like, because our job is not to like convince people to do this. Our job is to share what we're doing and what we like about it and what we've learned, so that they have the opportunity to join in if that's what they need, right? So we get to invite to the party of something that obviously, for me, it's like 180 total 180 in my life. So it's changed my life completely. So yeah, I want to invite people to do that too, because maybe they need it. So I would be selfish if I didn't share what has totally changed everything in my life, right? So when you start as a coach, like your social media doesn't turn into like Coach Leanne and you're all about fitness and you're do this and you drink a shake. Like, no, you are still you. You get to create a brand that is you, and you're in control of it. Like it's your business. And so just like nothing changes other than you are on a health journey. And so you share about that sometimes too. Like if you get a dog, it's not like all of a sudden your identity is like, some people like you don't change your profile picture to like the dog and like only thing you ever talk about anymore is the dog. Well, some people, but it's like, no, you would post about your dog every once in a while because you're like on this, you're teaching him how to do this, or your kids, like, it's like you don't go away. You just now have this part of your life that you're sharing about too. And that's the fitness part, the nutrition part, the mindset piece that's you're weaving in there. And so it's very natural in sharing your story. So I think the biggest thing is I don't have time. And like literally we are all in that same boat. Like there is not a single person out there that's like, I have some spare time and I don't really know what to do with it. So I think I'll start a business. Like there's literally no human being, probably, if you know of them, like tell me about them because I can help them. But that's not the thing. Like no one has the extra time. Like no one can add anything to their plate. Like no one has it like, okay, now's a good time. And I feel like, I'm not doing as much. No, it's like, if you're on a fitness journey and you want to get paid for being on a fitness journey and accountable at that level and you want to help people along the way, then that's coaching. So it is literally something that you learn how to manage your time in order to hit your goals. So if you have business goals where you want to, pay your mortgage, then what that looks like. So it's taking learning. You learn in the trainings. If I spend 1 hour a day on these tasks, doing these specific things, it's going to move my business forward over time with consistency. And so that's what you're learning. And so it's not, also being a coach is not spending all day on social media, on your phone. Like I'm way better at it now than before I was coaching. So I used to scroll and I get stuck in the, webs and all of that. And I would mindlessly just get sucked into social media. Whereas now it's so intentional. Like I don't scroll anymore. Like I get on to connect with people be intentional, which is I love being intentional, right? I want to help people feel seen and heard and loved, because what woman out there doesn't want to have somebody notice that she's having a hard day with her kid and she's not alone, or whatever it is. It's connecting with people to be a genuine human. And we need that connection, right? And so it's to love people, to serve people, to encourage people, to be a light. And so that is the opportunity that we have in such a dark place. So it's you get in and then you're done. And then when I go to when I put my stuff away and I'm done with my work time and I go to my kids, I'm so pumped up because I just got to pour out all this love. And I filled up first on Jesus, and I was intentional about my morning. And, now I wake up early, and so I'm not waking up to them and I'm not grumpy. I get to go and be I'm energized and I want to play and I want to be very present in this time, because I have something else that if I'm present on my thing that fills my cup, it makes me it's a lot easier for me to go and say, this is focused time, with my husband or with my kids. And there's it's more fulfilling in that time. So it doesn't have to take away from your life. It enhances your life for me. And so you learn how to do that maybe in power pockets. So a lot of people do, 10 minutes of this, I'll connect with people for 15 minutes. Maybe it's, while you're in the car pickup line at school, or maybe it's, in this window. And so you can get it done. And it doesn't have to take your whole life. But know that it takes consistency on a daily basis, and if you want to build a successful business. And so those are the big things. I didn't want to be a salesperson, not a pyramid scheme, and doing all that research helps too, with the story of Beachbody and how it's been around forever. And they pay their coaches well because they don't spend marketing money on putting their stuff in stores and on advertising dollars. Their marketing is the people using their products, who are there to serve other people who want to use the products. It's a beautiful thing, right? And so that's why they give us that, compensation, because we're putting in that heart and that effort to really be there for people on the journey. So it's not a transaction oh, get your product, get your workout. It's no, I want to coach you. And so you can come into my group where I'm doing the program, and I'm going to show up every day, and I'm going to help you show up every day we're going to do it together. And so that's the beauty of what we get to do as coaches. And there'll be one more thing on how we actually make money. So stay tuned for that.